what's up, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Shelby Buchanan and I do lifestyle and marriage videos. Today I thought it would be a super fun idea to do a horrors and stories and question and answers of being a server. I've watched a couple of these on YouTube and they're just so funny and so relatable, and I just thought it'd be super fun to film one. So I have been a server probably two and a half years. I worked at a restaurant for about 3.5 years. So a lot of you probably know this, but I work at Applebee's, and I first got hired on as a host in like March of 2017. So I got hired on as a host. I hosted for about 6 to 7 months, and then I moved over to Carside to go, and I did that for a few months. And then I turned 19, which is how old you have to be to have a liquor license, so that means you can serve, and I started serving. And then obviously whenever I turned 21, I started to bartend. But yeah, so I've been a server for probably like 2.5 years or so. I have seen like the good, the bad, the ugly, pretty much everything, just because I've seen it all, and also the town I live in, like you know. So I hopped over to Instagram and I put up a question and answer thing, and I told you guys to ask me any questions about being a server, your stories, pretty much anything that you can throw at me so I can put in this video. So let's just hop right into it. Okay, so the first question is, have you ever had someone tip you $100 or something crazy? My coworkers had that happen. I've never gotten a $100 tip, honestly. I think my biggest one was probably like 50 or 60 on like a single bill. If I had like a big party or something and like they all paid separately but it added up to a higher number, then I probably had that happen. But probably my highest tip with just one ticket was probably like 50 or 60. I don't really remember, but for sure 50. I've had a $50 tip. And then again, you know, it's the place I live in. It's not like super fancy or anything. And it's also Applebee's, so it's not like a fine dining experience or anything. So $50 is my biggest tip. Piece of advice for girls becoming bartenders. I've been bartending for almost about a year. My biggest advice is probably if you don't already know how to multitask and do like 3 to 4 things at once, then you should probably learn how to do that. So where I work and I bartend, basically the bartender has tables out in the bar area that they take care of. They take care of people at the bar rail, and then they also are in charge of making drinks. So say it's like a busy Friday night and you have like 3 tables in the bar area that you have to take care of. You have a couple people at the bar rail that you're in charge of, and then you just got like 10 orders of drinks that you have to make at the same time. It can be super stressful. Usually a manager should step in and help you, but that's not always the case. Sometimes they're also busy. So I think a biggest thing would be prioritizing and time management, but also being able to tackle a lot of things at once. And that's a really big thing, because bartending is like literally multitasking from the time you walk in to the time you leave, because there's always things to do whenever you have all of those things. This other person asked, funniest / most embarrassing moment. A funny time that I can think of is I had a party and I had a drink tray and I had all of her drinks on the tray, and I accidentally almost spilled one. I was like, shit, I'm sorry. I was like, oh my god, I just said shit. So that was a little embarrassing, but it was also funny because of course the customers are, you know, gonna laugh with you, and they're not gonna be like, what did you just say? Like, it's just like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's not super funny, but it's the only one I can think of right now. What's the crappiest thing someone has said to you while working? Customers can be like really rude. I have heard pretty much everything, like in the books. Like I have been like, I've been called an idiot. I have been called like stupid. I've heard people say that like our restaurant is stupid, our staff is stupid, this whole thing is effed up. I've heard pretty much everything in the books. There's not really a specific thing where I heard somebody say something like that. So right now we have a limited menu because of the coronavirus, and people get really upset that we don't have our house salads, which is like a chef salad. So it's like the lettuce, cheese, cucumbers, tomatoes. That we just have our Caesar salad, but you can get, you know, a different dressing. So people get really upset that we don't have the house salads. So whenever we tell people that we don't have our house salads right now, they're like, well, why not? We're like, I mean, we just don't. Like, I didn't choose to not have house salads. Like, not what we have right now. So people get really upset over stupid things like that, and to me, it's just crappy that people think that like it's our fault that we make these decisions, and obviously it's not. So, but yeah, I've heard a lot of crappy things people say to me. It's the best and worst parts, I guess, of just being a server in general. Probably the best parts to me is always having cash. Every single night you take home your own paycheck. You don't have to wait for a paycheck. I really do like that. It's going to be hard to transition to like a nursing job and like, you know, having to wait that time to get paid, whereas a server, you get paid every single day. That is probably one of my favorite things, is I always have cash on me and I get paid whenever I work. The worst parts is probably just dealing with the people, but that's just something that you get used to, and after like 2.5 years, 3 years, you just learn to deal with it and just laugh it off, because people are going to test you and they're going to be mean to you, and you just have to, I don't know, you just have to flaunt it, because people are going to try to bring you down, but don't let it bother you. But yeah, the worst part is probably just dealing with the people. Okay, this is a story from somebody on Instagram. She said, one time I was a server at a breakfast/coffee shop on Mother's Day, which also happened to be on Sunday, and it was Mother's Day, which happened to be on a Sunday, my bad. And I had been serving for about a year, so I thought I had it under control, and I just remember going outside for a break and just crying my eyes out, and had to call one of the other waitresses who wasn't at work that day to come take over for me. Long story short, if you work on a Sunday, Mother's Day, good luck. I totally feel that. So at Applebee's, Mother's Day is like our biggest day. That and probably Veterans Day. But Mother's Day is so big. Like, we have to park in a different parking lot because like we expect it to be completely packed on wait the whole day. It's insane. So I completely understand that. Like, Mother's Day is huge. I remember one Mother's Day, it was probably like the first or second Mother's Day I served. I was working from like 11 and I got cut at like 2 or 3 because I work a double. I worked like 3 or 4 hours and made like $120. Like, it was literally insane. It was so busy. So I definitely feel you on that. Mother's Day is insane. Somebody else asked, what's the worst experience you had with a customer? Like I said before, I don't really have a specific one. I've had multiple that just add up. People are just mean and don't listen to you, and they think they're right, but of course at the restaurant, like, the customer's always right, so you have to just pretend like they're right and really they're not, and you go tell all your coworkers of the stupid crap they said, and it's crazy. It's a never-ending cycle of people. Usually every single night I have a story that I tell my friends of this table, and it's never ending. This is the way it is. Besides $0, what is the worst tip you've ever gotten? I've gotten $0 a lot. Of course, every server has. I mean, like, obviously just like coins. Like, one time I had a table whose bill was probably like $80, $90, and they left me like $1 in coins. It's just like, thanks, like, thank you so much. Like, it's like really, like, you know what I mean? Like, tip of 5 or something, but literally like tipped in coins. So that's just something that you're just like, thank you. Yeah. It sucks, but it's just the way it is. What is your favorite thing about serving? Just like I said earlier, probably always bringing cash home. And another thing is probably talking with the tables who actually do care about you and like treat you like a human being. Tables that are super nice are like God sent. Like I swear, like they're just super nice, and I wish every single table was like that because those people are just the best. Like truly the best. So that's definitely one of my favorite things is those nice people. Okay, again, like these are all just repeats. What's your least favorite thing about serving? Again, biggest tip you've ever gotten, like I said, probably 50 or 60. I really can't remember. It hasn't been over 60, I definitely know that. Okay, here's some bartender questions, which I like to answer. Okay, what's your favorite drink to make? So at Applebee's, we have a perfect margarita that has like 3 different types of tequila, lime juice, sweet and sour, things like that, and you have to shake it and strain it. That's probably just my favorite drink to like, just to build it and then shake it. I don't know why, but that's a fun drink for me to make. I also like making, if you've had our Bahama Mamas, those are fun to make. It's like rum, Malibu, banana liquor, and orange juice, pineapple juice, grenadine, all that good stuff. It's super pretty and it's fun to make. Those are probably my 2 favorite drinks, and they're very popular, so I make them often. Have you ever had somebody order a drink and you didn't know what it was? Like every day. I'm like, I'll go check on that, and then like I ask, I'm like, what is blah blah blah? They're like, oh, it's blah blah. I'm like, okay, well I had no idea what that was. So, but yeah, that happens all the time. You just have to pretend like you're the best bartender in the world and you know everything, but really you're like, I don't know how to make this. Help me, help me. Are you allowed to taste the drinks that you make? Technically, we are allowed. I'm pretty sure that you can stick a straw in your drink and then taste it. I mean, not like, you know, sip out of it, but you can, you know, put your finger on the straw and like, you know, get a small amount. That's hard to explain. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but yes, technically we are allowed to taste our own drinks. I don't, and I haven't really seen anybody do that, but I'm pretty sure that you can. That's all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It might be a little bit long, I'm not sure, depends when I edit it, but yes, that is life of a server and bartender. I've seen it all. I love my job. Unfortunately, I will just be there for about a year and then I'll have to graduate college and quit. So I'll be at my serving job for like 4 years by the time I quit. So that's crazy. But yeah, overall, I do love my job. I like who I work with, and overall, I like serving people, and I think it's a really good job to get into. If you're thinking about that, I wouldn't let this video like scare you away from being a server or a bartender. It's really fun. You just have to learn to multitask and prioritize, and time management. That's just a huge thing. But it is really fun, and you get to have cash on you all the time, like I said before. But if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!